Okay, so I'm going to do an unboxing of a Verkada CD61-E. E is for exterior. This is an outdoor dome camera. And the MSRP on this camera is $15.98. I got this from pbcdatacom.net. I'll put a link in the description below. I highly recommend them. As you can see, this is a fairly large outdoor dome camera. Pretty heavy, very well built, very substantial. Let's go ahead and put the camera aside and we'll check out what's in the box real quick. And first off, we have the booklet. So this is going to be your setup book. Pretty brief instructions. A lot of the setup is done in the application. This is a web-based camera, and that's how you access all the videos and manage the camera. Go through the setup process. Tells you how to take apart the dome. This gives you a quick idea how to actually use the grommet with the rubber seal, since it's an outdoor camera. It shows you how to use the moisture detection strip, I should say. And then you have your support information in the back. Okay. Alright, first off you have this is a grommet adapter that goes on the back of the camera. As you can see, you can mount it right here. And then it allows you to run the cable out through the side as opposed to drilling a hole in the base. So if you need to flush mount the camera, say on a masonite surface or brick, then you can still seal it with the proper grommet and run out through the side of the camera. Okay, you got your 4 mounting screws and countersinks. This is the moisture detection strip, sealed wrench, which we'll need this, and then the Allen tool, or actually that's a Torx. Okay. In the bottom you have 2 stainless steel band clamps, which actually I'll just leave those in there but you can see them in the box. Alright, so put these back in here for now. We'll need the tools to disassemble it and check it out. Now the good part. Okay, so first off you need to take loose the 3 Torx screws that are holding down the outer white grommet. And this is the 4K model. It has 3x optical zoom and a 30-meter IR range for night vision. And this camera has 10-year hardware warranty, which is incredible. You purchase the license for it in either 1, 3, 5, or 10-year increments. And that gives you access to the Verkada command, which is the app or the web interface on how you manage the software. Okay, so get it loose. And when you use these cameras, one of the good parts and selling points is that you don't need a DVR, NVR, and you have one central place to manage all your devices. It's, it's stored on the cloud essentially. They actually have either 30, 60, or 90 days of internal storage inside the actual camera. It's flash storage, but then it uploads it online. So if it were to be disconnected for a while on the web, it would still save it internally inside the camera, which is pretty cool. And you get unlimited cloud storage while you have your cloud license, which is incredible. And there's automatic firmware updates. You get smart edge based analytics, which basically means that the camera detects like people, vehicles, license plates, make and models of cars, I mean, it's pretty incredible what the software can do, and I'm sure that they'll just continue to update that because it's all just this, software based solution. The software has, and I've seen the software, it has basically a map of your floor plan of wherever you're setting the camera up, and then the direction that the camera is facing, it shows basically like a fan view of what the camera can see. So you can see your coverage visually on a map if you have multiple cameras throughout your facility or home, whatever it may be. This is the weather seal grommet. As you can see, it's very well built, nicely done aluminum. And then here's the rubber grommet. So you pull this through, you would spread this open, stick the cable through so you don't have to recrimp your ends, and put this together, and then you can plug it in here to the network connection port. Alright, so let's go ahead and loosen up the base, and we do need a Phillips in order to do so. And we'll look at the mounting plate on the bottom, and then we'll get to looking at the actual camera afterwards. And the cool thing about the software is you can actually send links to law enforcement, basically anybody you choose, the security footage or the camera footage, in case there's an event or something happens, so you don't have to actually upload or save the videos and get it to them on, mail them a flash drive or whatever. All I like to do is send them a link to it, and you can share the actual footage from Verkada's servers, which is very nice. So this is the mounting template in order to mount this. This is the base plate. So take this out and use this to actually drill your holes or get everything mounted up properly before you actually use the base plate. And then you have all the information on the bottom with the QR code to do the setup with the MAC address and all that. And as you can see, I just put it in here and turn, then you tighten up these 3 screws. And these are just Phillips. And I've seen the app interface for this, and it's really, really cool. Pretty expensive for home cameras, but 10-year hardware warranty, and you don't have to worry about storage. It's much better than like a Nest camera or your typical home solutions that people would use. And you can look at all your footage all the way back, so it may actually be cost effective to go ahead and purchase something like this. And the quality, the image quality is so much better in the actual 3x zoom, and you can control where the camera is facing. I mean, there's just so much more to this camera than one of your other home solution cameras. You just have to invest the money to purchase the hardware and then pay for the license. Okay, so I'm not going to take the actual plastic off the dome just yet. But this is basically just held on by magnets. So you just kind of hold the base and pull it up. And you have, there's 4 points right here that these magnets hold that on. And then there's the actual camera. That's part of the whole thing, right? And that dome will not come off when the white plastic piece is on top. So that's what holds it underneath. It's got a very solid snap-on. So that's pretty much it. I think I listed all the specs. If you need any information about this, I would definitely suggest that you contact PVC, datacom.net, and they can definitely help out with any questions that you have. And yeah, whenever you put this back on, this piece right here needs to line up with this section here. There's a sensor there that it needs access to. So it goes back on just like so. Okay, so now that I got the camera plugged into a PoE source, I am going to show you how to use the software to actually go in and add the device. So you'll click the login button here and either create an account or log into your existing account.
In my case, I already have an account. And then you can see right here there's a one of the cameras that's already set up. And then you go to devices, and then we're going to go to add devices. And you can do this from a phone or tablet. That way you can use the QR code. But I'm simply going to type in the serial number, which is on the box. I'm sure it's on the unit as well. Okay, and so as you can see, the camera has already been added. We're going to activate camera and update firmware immediately. Okay, now you can see we have under newly added devices, the CD61-E. And you can't see it, but there's a blue light that's typically steady on the camera. And right now, since it's doing a firmware update, it is actually flashing amber. And if you go back to the other pictures I have, it's the light that is right lined up with the two holes on the front of the white bezel. But of course, it's inside the camera. Okay, so now it's back to a solid blue light, which I'm assuming it's rebooting, and it should be coming up any second now. Okay, so now you can see that I have the camera added. It's here in my home, and when you click on it, then it gives you more options. You have the full screen, larger screen. This is zoom. This will take a snapshot. Then this exits back out to some of the sharing the links and email in case you want to share it with somebody with publicly. So you have the video quality resolution that you can set here, SD 4K. You have night mode, you can force it off or set it to auto. WDR on or off. Optical zoom. And there's a slider when you bring this up, and that functions pretty well. And then you have manually focus, autofocus, and identify, which turns the light on the camera in case you have multiple cameras and you can't figure out which one you're working on. Say you can't get the screen to pull up or something. Then under history down here, that's a screenshot that I took. And you can see it saves them as JPEGs. And then you have motion, so you can select certain areas on the screen. If it detects motion there, it records. Then you have your archives and statistics. And online uptime, traffic out, traffic in. That's how much bandwidth. Go to settings. And I can change the name of the device, the location, serial number, MAC address. You can reboot it from here. All your bandwidth changes that you can make, which I did switch it to high bandwidth. We'll switch it back. Autofocus between balance and custom, motion, privacy, analog, base detection, personal attributes, and vehicle analytics. And then of course cloud backup. So you go to devices, you can see all the devices I've added. If I wanted to remove this camera, I just highlight it, and where was it? Yeah, you gotta click on this little green box. Then you can change location, change site, or delete it if you want to remove the camera. And then you have all your administrator controls, and there's a bunch of other settings here that we don't need to go over, because that'll show some accounts that we don't need to display. And there's a old video of me tampering it. Oops. And that was under the events. It was tampering because I took the plastic cover off, so I identified that. Because the plastic camera, or the plastic lens still has the cellophane on the outside, and I don't want to take it off yet. But that's the camera. I think that's pretty much all I'll show you. This is on Windows 10, just a laptop. Of course, you can also install this on a iOS or Android operating system, tablet, or phone, and then manage the devices this way. So anyway, that's the interface. So I hope that gives you a good idea of how these cameras work. They're really, really nice with lots of features, and I think it's definitely worth it, and definitely the way the future's going with cameras being online and remotely accessible, and then storage unlimited once you have the license. So anyway, thank you for watching.